Viewers, the biggest story that we have for you is about the Neet UG examination. The National Testing Agency has cancelled the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test Undergraduate 2026 exam amid the allegations that the question paper was leaked the night before. That was, May 3rd. The agency has said examination, which serves as qualifying test for admission to undergraduate medical courses across the country, will now happen again. Fresh dates will be announced very soon. But here we are talking about the future of close to 23 lakh students who appeared for this examination on 3rd of May, and that stands cancelled. It's heartbreaking for them. In fact, we have spoken to several students who appeared for this exam, and they are saying we'll have to go through the entire process again, and they're asking just one question. This is something that has happened in the past as well. So why have we not been able to fix our, mechanisms to ensure papers are not leaked the way they have happened this time? And who's really playing with the future of so many students in this country? That is the big focus. And to discuss it, I'm joined on the broadcast by industry experts, people who understand the industry very well. We have Mr. Mohandas Pai live with us. We're also joining us on the broadcast is Ashneer Grover. Now, these two are the names that do not really require any introduction. Good afternoon to both of you, gentlemen, but thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. Ashneer Grover, to you first, your first thought on what has happened today. I mean, how NTA today decided to cancel the examination that happened on 3rd of May and has said, we will refund your fees, you don't have to register again, it will happen for free. But then what about the plight of these 23 lakh students?
Yeah, it's sad that the paper got leaked, but it's not for the first time. I have sat through a leaked entrance test myself. In 2004, CAT got leaked, the year I appeared. And when I came out of the examination hall, we got to know immediately that it had leaked. So it was cancelled. So yeah, it has happened before. It's not something very new. See, the thing is, I right now look at it slightly more positively, right? The fact that the government has taken a stand and said, okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm just interrupting you there, Ashneer. We'll discuss that point again, with you, the point that you mentioned that it has happened in the past also. Mr. Mohandas Pai, you understand the education sector very well. Your first thought on what really has happened?
Well, I think it's very tragic because, you've got 20 lakh young people who have worked very hard for months to write this exam. And now they hear that the authenticity of the exam is under question because some paper has been leaked. They're not responsible for the leak. So I think the NEET has to find out who has done that and punish them heavily. And I think, it's a very difficult exam to hold all across these 5,400 centers for 20 lakh young people. So, we got to really find out. I don't know whether anywhere in the world you can have a 100% foolproof examination like this where human beings are involved, or even if technology is involved, because people can hack in. But it's tragic. I mean, I don't see any solution apart from holding the exam once again. Because even if you say that the leakages happen in Rajasthan, maybe in some other state, and we're not going to hold the exam, we're going to hold the exam only there and not elsewhere, questions will always be raised about the authenticity of the process, whether some people have got an advantage. So I think this is the best that could happen. I hope it doesn't happen again and the people are punished. We can only apologize to all the young people who are suffering and have to go through the agony and the process once again. But it's very, very tragic.
You're saying, Mr. Mohandas Pai, that you don't really see any solution. I mean, many are suggesting maybe we can go online instead of this exam with pen and paper. Maybe it's time to go online. And if it has happened in the past as well, so I want to understand from you, why have we not able to fix the main problem? Because, I have spoken myself to people who appeared for this examination on 3rd of May. They were devastated. They were heartbroken. People who genuinely worked really hard for this exam, and they'll have to, go through the entire process again. What will you say to them?
Well, I think, look, you can hold an online examination for 20 lakh people across 5,400 places. It's quite possible to hold it. There won't be a problem. There could be complaints in some places that we don't have the link, we don't have the data coming in, blah, blah, blah. But that is something that is a part of the risk. But, somebody could hack in, somebody could happen. I mean, you cannot count out 100% that some things will never happen when you have examination of such a large scale all over the place. So you could hold it online. There's not a problem. The key thing is to put in the proper infrastructure and everything. They probably felt that what they're doing now is right. Because remember, last few years, they all held the NEET and they're not faced this. NEET has gone on very well for the last few years. Like Ashneer said, Ashneer said that, look, it happened to him a long time ago. So once in a while it could happen. So what do you do? I mean, it's a very difficult point to answer. You can't blame people unless you investigate and find out what exactly went wrong. Where is the weak link in the entire chain?
Ashneer Grover, I mean, I slightly disagree with Mr. Mohandas Pai there. We can't blame people. I mean, there is somebody who's responsible. Somebody has to take the responsibility. It is about the future of this country.
No, absolutely. So, yeah, if NTA is the agency doing it, you can fire the CEO if you think it was his responsibility to do it smoothly. But I think the key thing is to first investigate and figure out the source.
Yeah.
It could be at the stage where the question paper is being set, or it could be at the stage of distribution, right? But you have to figure out the leak and ensure it doesn't happen again. But as I was saying, I think I'm slightly happy that it's still been cancelled because, you could have easily brushed it under the carpet, right? And education is the last bastion in India, which has still not been corrupted in the sense that, there is sanctity to the entrance exam. If you get into IIT, you have to clear JEE. People have faith in that system, right? There's a reason politician kids study overseas because they can't get through the entrance exams here, right? So that sanctity is still there, right? So it's good that that's not been lost. I think eventually it reinforced the faith that the government is looking out for the students. Of course, there is the immediate inconvenience of sitting again for the exam, but I actually like it. Like, if you have to do the exam 2 times and you can still make it, right? It will give you confidence. Yeah, you really, it was not a fluke.
Mr. Mohandas Pai, isn't it easier said than done? I mean...
Yes. I mean, look, if I was a student, I have to do it again is agonizing. I mean, because remember, see, there's a fear of the exam because there's so few seats and 20 lakh plus people are competing. And so many of them would have paid money through their nose, gone to cramming schools for 1 year, 2 years, spoiled their whole life, sitting for this examination. The challenge is, which is fundamental, is we must expand the number of seats in good institutions, expand the number of good institutions, so the chances of a student going to what we consider the top 20% institution become that much bigger. We squeeze supply in this country for no reason to say that, we need quality. Don't tell me out of this 20 lakh, at least 10% young people are very, very good. I mean, 10% young people are very, very good. They're very smart people. They're very bright people. We unnecessarily constrict quality. We need to expand the system to make sure there are many more seats. So because remember, every year, about 2 crore young people may be sitting for, maybe aspiring to go into higher education. Only 10% are going to NEET. Maybe tomorrow 20% will go to NEET, 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs. We need a large number of good institutions, so at least 1 in 5, 1 in 10 can get in, which could be much better than having something like, let's say, only maybe 100,000 or 17,000 IIT seats, 20 lakh people sit. That's a big shame. That's a very, very big shame.
Okay. Now, Ashneer Grover, NEET is one subject that has made headlines many a times in the past. We've seen people claiming their own lives as well, because that tells you about the pressure that people really have as far as this particular exam is concerned. So, given how crucial it is for young students, I mean, what will you say to them today? Because it's not going to be easy for them. Of course, heads must roll. I mean, NTA must be held accountable for what really has happened. There's an agency. Otherwise, like if they are not able to conduct it properly, then maybe they can look at options like, you know, giving it to the states. I mean, do you think maybe a structural change can be done here?
See, to the kids, as I said, it's tragic, it's sad, but I would only say welcome to adulting, at least in India, right? If you think here everything is going to work like clockwork and you just sit for exam and everything is going to be linear, it's never that, right? So just you've been exposed to adulting in India slightly sooner. Things are here get screwed up really bad. But as I said, just understand that if you have the aptitude to clear it once, you have the aptitude to clear it twice, right? So yeah, of course you have to go through it again, and no one wants to go through an exam twice, right? Let me if you ask me to give JEE again, I would say no, thank you very much. So I acknowledge that, but yeah, it is what it is, right? And I would still think that if there's a crackdown on the coaching mafia, right? As an outcome of this, if there is accountability held at NTA and you find the culprits, I think that will reimpose the faith of the students in the system.
Well, we can just hope that action is going to be taken. Thank you very much, both of you gentlemen. Appreciate you joining us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective. This is the biggest story of the day, viewers, and reactions, in fact, have been pouring in thick and fast. We have a reaction now coming in from Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, as well, who's put out a long post on X. In fact, he has accused the Bharatiya Janata Party over the cancellation of Neet UG exam, and he has, in fact, said it is corrupt BJP system that's responsible. So that's the jibe that he's taken. He's also spoken about how dreams of lakhs of students have been crushed because of this decision by NTA, and of course what happened earlier. Shefali, my colleague, is now joining us live right now for more on this. Shefali, big reaction there coming in from Leader of the Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi.
Right. Rahul Gandhi is pointing out the government's negligence in the matter, and of course the corrupt system in education that is being reflected with the NEET leak we are seeing. And apart from that, he's also questioning, he's also raising how families of these students have either taken loan, or mothers of some students must have their jewelry, they have sold their jewelry in order for their students, in order for their kids to get the exam clear, or learn the exam or do preparation for it. So it's a journey when a student is giving an exam as tough as NEET it is. So of course this is what is being raised by Rahul Gandhi, and also questioning the government that it's a sheer negligence on government's part. And not just that, the education system, how this exam has been leaked is also the question that he is being raising. Of course, saying that now that the paper has been cancelled and now the students have to again reappear. So this is what Rahul Gandhi is raising, and saying that this is not the Amrit Kal that the Prime Minister is talking about, and is as compared to saying that it's the poison in this country right now. So these are the big words coming from Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi.
Right, Shefali, request you to please stay on with us. In fact, let's also tell our viewers a little bit about what has happened so far in this case. The investigation clearly is underway. CBI is also now going to be probing this matter. This was confirmed by NTA in that long release that NTA put out earlier today while announcing that the exam that happened on 3rd of May has been cancelled. So CBI is investigating the matter, but no FIR has been registered so far. This is what we can tell you. Mastermind, one of the masterminds, Manish Yadav, has been detained, is what we have learned, and also another mastermind, Rakesh Mandwaria, has been detained as well. So Manish Yadav was the mastermind in this particular case. This is what we have learned, and the one who really distributed the papers was Rakesh Mandwaria, and he also has been detained. So clearly now the attempts are underway to reach out to every person who was responsible for this paper leak. Let's go across to, in fact, we have more breaking inputs as well coming in at this point in time, and we have a reaction coming in from DG National Testing Agency, Abhishek Singh. In fact, he has told Times Now and I'm quoting him here, students need not worry, new dates will be announced very soon. So big assurance they're coming in from DG NTA. This is the update that we are getting right now. DG NTA, in fact, has told Times Now that students should not worry. New dates are going to be announced very soon. Bhavna is joining us on the phone line for more on this. Bhavna, assurance they're coming in from DG National Testing Agency.
यस अगर बात किया जाए तो अभिषेक सिंह जो कि डीजी हैं और 1 अप्रैल 2026 में ही वो डीजी नियुक्त किए गए थे एनटीए के। अगर बात किया जाए तो विवाद होने के बाद आज एनटीए की तरफ से नीट के एग्जाम हुआ था 3 मई 2026 को, उसे पूरी तरह से रद्द कर दिया गया है। फिलहाल जो हमारी बातचीत हो पाई है उनसे, उन्होंने यही जानकारी दी है कि बच्चों को चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है, जल्द ही नए डेट अनाउंस किए जाएंगे। फिलहाल आप देख सकते हैं किस तरह से देश में जो 22 लाख बच्चों ने नीट का एग्जाम दिया था, उनमें अलग अलग तरीकों की प्रतिक्रियाएं आ रही हैं। कुछ तो सेटिस्फाइड है कि फिर से एग्जाम होगा, लेकिन कुछ लोगों में डर भी है, परेशानी भी है कि किस तरह से अगर लगातार पिछले कुछ सालों में आपने देखा है कि पेपर लीक के मामले किस तरह से आए हैं, ना ही केवल नीट बल्कि और भी एग्जाम से, इसको लेके डर जैसी स्थिति जो है वो बच्चों में साफ नजर आ रही है। फिलहाल जो डीजी की तरफ जी।
Thank you very much, Bhavna, for the moment for joining us with your inputs on this story. We will slip into another very short break right now. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.